They finally got back to Knothole. When they saw robots of Eggman all over the place, "So, this is where they were, and our mission was a trap set by Eggman," said Sonic. Tails agreed with him, and just at the moment Sonic went at Sonic's speed and destroyed all the robots in the village. Then he saw two bodies lying on the ground. On was his dad and Bunny, his other best friend, and said to him earlier, "That day is as soon as you get back, you can see me naked and have sex with me, because I finally decided how far I'm willing to take our relationship."
1 year earlier, Sonic was staying over at Bunny House for a sleepover. She was his only girlfriend for the past 5 years, and it wasn't just a sleepover as he thought it would be. Bunny invited his over for a master batting evening, and he agreed to it. Bunny explained to him that we will be master batting in front of each other, and we will be master batting off each other. You also can go down on me, and I can go down on you. We will not have sex whatsoever. Sonic and Bunny were having so much fun, the only time they took a break was when they had to use the bathroom, and when her parents knocked on the door to see if they needed anything. Every time the head of his penis got sore, we just asked her to suck him off instead. They switched positions so he could lick her pussy. His tongue and his member were getting sore, but he didn't care. He just wanted this night to last for as long as possible. This lasted for 5 hours until he couldn't take the pain any longer. He told Bunny that he could still eat her pussy while his hand was playing with it. "If you want to, and I'll just sit on your head and leave your penis alone for an hour." Bunny got up while Sonic's hand was caressing her sweet, juicy pussy that has come so many times on his hand and his face, and he still wanted more of it. Bunny sat down on his face and enjoyed the sweet pleasure of his tongue deep in her while she was playing with her boobs, which are a C-cup. This continued on for the next 2 hours, and then Sonic said, "My dick feels a lot better now, so you can have some more fun with it." This continued through the night until the dawn the next day, while they were both really tried from all that with their mouths still on each other's privates. They both woke up around 9:30 a.m. and gave each other one last blow job before Sonic went home later that day. That was the best night he ever had with the one girl he really loved for the past 5 years, and now she dead. Sonic ran over to check his dad's body for a pulse, and there wasn't one. He then checked his girlfriend's body for a pulse and didn't feel one, and when no one was looking, he caressed her boobs and played with her pussy one last time till she cummed. Sonic went over to dig 2 graves and was crying a lot and really loudly while he was digging. The villagers looking at him and offered their help, but he kept refusing and wanted to left alone. Even Tails asked him and still said no. Tails told he'd make him feel a lot better tonight, so he forgot all his troubles for one night at least.
Sonic got the graves dug and put their body in their graves and said a prayer in private.
"I will miss both of you, the love of my life and the father who raised me to who I am today. I hope you wait for me, my love, because when I go, you're the first person I want to see."
The funeral service gathered and held a ceremony for both of them. After the service was over, Sonic started covering up the graves. He was mourning and still crying. Sonic finished in an hour, and they were completely covered in dirt. Just at that moment, it started to rain, and a thunderstorm was coming. He could hear it in the distance and ran off to Tails' house to see what he was talking about. One of the graves started to shake, and the dirt was coming off it. A hand reached up and then pulled out of the grave. The person walked up to Tails' house and knocked on the door, and Tails answered the door while Sonic was right beside him. They were both in shock to who they saw. The person came in the house and said, "Are you surprised to see me?" To be continued.
Sonic the Hedgehog and Mills Tails have been best friends for years, and lived in Knothole Village with their parents. They had some amazing adventures fighting off evil, Dr. Eggman, and his sidekick, Snively. who is Eggman relative. They had some tragedies along the way with the loss of Sonic Uncle Chuck and Bunny. They held a big funeral for them where everyone came to see them for one last time before they were buried underneath the earth. They both died from Eggman's massive attack, while everyone managed to get away to safety. Sonic and Tails were off to destroy Eggman Factory when this happened, and there was no time to get back in time to save them. They managed to destroy the factory while there was no security.
Tails, where is everyone? Because this is way too easy,
says Sonic.
I don't know, but I think this is a distraction so Eggman can get away with his evil plan,
says Tails.
You got it, Tails. Let's head back to Knothole and see what's happening down there.
They were trying to back as fast as possible to the village, and Sonic was carrying Tails so they could get there quicker. Tails went down on Sonic and grabbed his package. Tails slowly caressed his hand around his member and started playing with it. When this happened, Sonic stopped as quickly as possible because his mind was on what his best friend was doing. This is the first time this has ever happened to him. Sonic lied on the ground while watching what his best friend was doing. Tails, they turned around and stuck his penis right in front of his best friend's face. Sonic grabbed his best friend member and started playing with it and started jerking him off. He looked down at his friend, and he was sucking up and down his cock. He took his mouth off Sonic cock and told his to suck it bitch. He then went back to work on Sonic cock. Sonic then started slowly sucking his cock and enjoyed it very much, and forgot all about the trouble in the world. Sonic and Tails both cummed in my shitty fucking god, this is horrible. Sonic and Tails both cummed into each other's mouth and drank it all down. Then Sonic right back to suck off Tails some, and his friend decided to do the same. This went on for another 10 minutes. They both got up after they cleaned the cum off each other's privates, and then cleaned off each other's face. They French kissed and went back home after Sonic told this was my first time he's ever done this sort of thing. Tails said,
I hope you like this because there's more to come tonight at my house.
The three of them sit on the couch and start jerking off. Sonic hands Tails and his uncle one of the open beer bottles. Sonic picks one up too. Cheers! They all say in unison. They all took a huge chug, and it took a couple of minutes to swallow it. That tastes like urine, says Tails. I think you're right, says Sonic. You did tell us about those new laws yesterday, says Uncle Chuck. The three of them decided to have a pee party. Sonic hands his uncle and Tails a nice full bottle of pee. Cheers, they say in unison. They start to drink the first one slowly. They have their eyes closed, trying to get used to the taste. After a couple of minutes, they start to enjoy the taste. After drinking a couple of bottles, they all have to pee. Hey, I got an idea, says Tails. What is it? asks Sonic. Why don't we pee in the bottles and hand them off to someone? Or we could pee in each other's mouths, says Tails. Sounds good, let's do it, and Tails, move your face to my dick because I gotta pee, says Sonic. Alright, I will, says Tails, with a grin on his face. Tails moves his body and bends down in front of Sonic. Tails has a beer bottle in his hand and lines it up with his dick. Tails opens his mouth to let Sonic Golden Fountain go into him. Sonic starts peeing at Tails. Sonic teases him by peeing at his face, and then finally pees right in Tailless mouth. While this was going on, Tails pees right in the beer bottle and fills the whole bottle up. After they finished peeing, Tails gets up and hands the beer bottle to Sonic. I want you to drink this, says Tails. Alright, since I peed on you and in your mouth, says Sonic. Sonic drinks the whole bottle while Tails stares at him, licking his lips. The pee party continues on for a couple more hours, till all the bottles were empty.